I think my life is divided to two parts, before May 19 and after May 19.
May 19, 2011 turned Saudi woman Manal El-Sharif into one of the world's most influential people, all because she did one very unremarkable thing. She dared to drive a car.
That day, it was a simple act of defiance.
نبي نلغي الأمية هذه في البلد. على الأقل إنه الوحدة أوقات لا قدر الله اللي هو الطوارئ.
To drive a car in the city of Khobar, where no woman can drive. I got over 700,000 views for that video in one single day. But the backlash was huge. I was getting threats to be killed, threats to be raped, and it was going for 2 days, even people showing up in my office.
Was she deterred? Not even close. She started Women to Drive, calling all Saudi women to get behind the wheel on June 17. But days out from D-Day, this happened.
I asked my brother to take his car and drive with him, and I wanted to get arrested. But after I was released, the secret police came to my house and arrested me again. Without any trial, I was sent to jail for driving while female. I'm a mother of 2, I'm 38, I'm consultant, and I'm still a minor before law. Without my brother coming and signing the release papers, I would be still in that jail. So my problem is not about driving itself, my problem is being considered a property of the men, with a piece of paper that moves me from one man to another. You only had these piece of papers when we had slaves. So you have 9 million women who are still enslaved in my country.
You talk a lot about growing up quite conservative.
Conservative is a nice word. I would say extremist. Everyone around you would be covering up. Everyone around you wouldn't listen to music, or men and women wouldn't mix or talk with each other. It was
so
really...
you never listened to music as a teenager?
At all.
Never?
Not voluntarily, I would say. The first time actually I listened to music, I was at the age of 21, I think. That was the first time I listened to it, and it was Backstreet Boys. Show me the meaning of being lonely.
Show me the meaning of being lonely.
Where did you hear that song?
Oh, my brother. So there are some people who are immune to the brainwashing we've been through in my society. I think my brother was one of them, because I asked him this question. I said, how come with all that things they tell us about listening to music is like putting lava from hellfire in your ears? And he said, my heart, I always loved music. I couldn't stop, he said. He plays guitar, by the way. He started the first metal band. He always say, please don't tell people about Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
He's a metalhead in Saudi Arabia,
he's trying to have some credibility, you see. You're ruining his credibility.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's still, when I go back home, they still tell me it's haram to listen to music. So it's interesting that when you leave the city, when you are exposed to the world, when you're exposed to other cultures, how your world really becomes wide and open. But when you're still in the same city, talking to the same people, your world doesn't really change. Living in Saudi Arabia, you can only read the books they want. You cannot watch anything but what the government wants. In the West, you use social media to connect with friends. The Arabs use it to start revolutions.
I used my face, my voice, and my real name. I was there to speak up for myself. I used to be ashamed of who I am, a woman, but not anymore.
Although, like when I'm on the stage, people think, oh my God, she's so confident. I really feel so scared.
You don't look scared.
Exactly. People just like, wow, you look so confident. I'm like, you have no clue what I go through before I go on stage. I think the toughest speech I did was the TED Talk.
For me, I'm a proud Saudi woman, and I do love my country. And because I love my country, I'm doing this. Because I believe a society will not be free if women of that society are not free.
One of my best friends, she never saw my TED Talk. She's totally against what I do, and she's one of my closest friends. Her daughter, she calls her mom and she says, I did not know that Auntie Manal gave a TED Talk. And I'm the first Saudi woman to give a TED Talk. She sends the TED Talk to her mom and she asks her to watch it. And my girlfriend, she calls me in tears. And she says, Manal, I'm so sorry. I needed my daughter to change me, to understand what you're calling for. And I know my daughter will thank you. So 15 years later,
I just got goosebumps.
Thank you.
I did.
15 years later, her daughter changed her mom.
Faster, young bad girls do it well. Live faster, young bad girls do it well.
So the MIA music video, what did you think about it? When did you kind of first see it?
If I ever meet Maya or Mia, I call her, I just want to give her a huge hug and I'm going to squeeze her. It was sister power. It was women coming in solidarity with each other. And I just loved it.
Yeah.
Isn't she awesome in the video?
I think she's awesome, but I think it's even more awesome that your story inspired
love
that
it.
music video.
Badass.
Yes, it's so
You
badass.
can't censor that.
Girls do it well. Live faster, young bad girls do it well.
Do you think things will change in your country?
Yes, oh my God, they're changing. We're creating change. First of all,
I love how you answered that like, yes,
of course.
definitely.
Of course, so we have a beautiful poem in Arabic. It says, I love poem. It says, ما أضيق العيش لولا فسحة الأمل. And it means life would be so terrible if you don't have hope. When I went out and drove, all my girlfriends were like, you're crazy, you give up your job, you give up your child, you give up your life. You just lost. I said, you see it as a loss. I see it as something that your daughter would thank me for.